Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Collection. Woo! Yeah. This week, if you can't tell by what I'm zoomed in on, we're going over the Gameboy Advance, and obviously to go along with that, the Gameboy Advance SP. I went ahead and divided this up into its own series simply because, I had enough things to cover to definitely take up its own episode slot. And, I feel everything would have gotten a little too clouded if I tried to just throw every Game Boy together. Anyway, moving on there, as you can see, I got a little assortment of accessories and systems here. The first of which is one of the launch systems that came out. I am one of the people that pays attention to that kind of stuff. This is from the first US release. This is my original Game Boy Advance, which I have held on to all these years, and as you can see, not too bad of damage, smudges on the screen, but overall it's been kept up very nicely over the years, and yeah, I got a lot of play out of it. Coming up next, we have the Game Boy Advance SP, another launch system. This one I beat the hell out of, took it everywhere I could go, and even after not being charged for years and years and years, still works perfectly. Gotta love that. And as you can tell from, well, I don't know if I can get the right lighting on there or not, but there are scratches all over it. The flip top actually, goes a little bit further than it's supposed to since I snapped that little piece. And obviously my serial number's all gone, stickers all been worn apart. This one I beat the hell out of. This was my baby to smack around. And to close off the systems, we have Blue Starry Eyes Recent Edition. I can see that she already put a few marks on here. But this is her Game Boy Advance. And as you can see, I have the box here for it. I actually picked this up at our Games Galore down the street from us for $15. Box and all, complete package. Can't beat that at all. And the reason for that is she has a DSi, but DSi's do not play the older Game Boy games. So as a result, she wanted her own Game Boy Advance and didn't feel like using mine anymore, so she wouldn't pick that up. Now, before I get into all the accessories, obviously here I have a couple of cases. There's one for the Advance SP. Ooh, spacious for a little block. And we have my basic one. As you can see, from some of the accessories here, I color coordinated my Advance. I was one of those people. But this doesn't really hold much. I actually have a whole little Velcro back that goes on, and it's kind of like a chest bag, I guess, chest strap. I don't know. You wear it across it, I guess, like a messed up vest. And then I have my, I was gonna say portfolio. Holy shit, I've been in classes way too long. My, pretty much my album for games. So I can hold my Advance SP here, strap it in, playroom for more games. To be honest, all my systems sit in either that box or in these cases here, so this holds all of my games. But it has come in handy over the years. And moving on, let's go with my first set of Advance accessories. As you can see, I did color coordinate. Here's one from Pelican. The only thing that really sucks about this is this little piece would, obviously you can't see it, but it's supposed to be a little piece of plastic up in here that holds it so it can stay open, and when you sit it on top of the system like this, mine doesn't stay up anymore. Ha ha ha, insert jokes about staying up here. Anyway, that's down there. I got this little wood panel one. Yes, the 360 was not the first to do faceplates. And the only benefit to this was really having the D-pad as a joystick. just snap it on there, and this actually made a lot of the games a lot easier to play. And it was surprisingly durable. Could drop that all day. And then the whole purpose of being able to drop your system without putting a scratch on it, we have this Intex attempt at a Nerf case, which actually held up really well, and you could drop a system. I don't know what I'm going to say there. You could drop a system and not get a scratch on it, obviously, because it's all protected by rubber. Ta-da! Whew, I'm starting to lose track of what the hell I'm saying. And going through a few more accessories here. Here we have just a basic light. This one's actually like a floodlight, but smart enough to take the batteries out of this one before I stored it. Woohoo! No magnifying glass anymore. That shit's not needed. And we have a special split, I don't know what you call it, split connector. Yeah, let's call it that. Pretty much for the link cable that's sitting over there. Since most advanced games you could connect up to 4 people, it was necessary to have a splitter in most cases. So this came in handy. Then we have the little generic, this Intech case for the advanced games. It can talk to you. I'm being really stupid. Then we have a charger for the Advance SP. Click that on there. Plug it in with the original. I'm being stupid again. Plug it in with the original charger cord, and it lights up red when it's charging and then goes off, obviously, when it's done. It was nice to have it set up around the room. Didn't make an eyesore. Obviously, connector cable again. Everybody knows what those are by now. I've seen them in my other videos. Then we get down to my 2 other things here. Obviously, there's a e-reader. Coming back to that. This is probably my most favorite thing, only because this is as close to a game kiosk as I've gotten. Obviously, can't really say that this is a kiosk for games, but if you've ever seen like the old kiosks at like stores and stuff for like the old Sega and some of the Nintendo games, it pretty much had like 3 to 5 games put in different slots, and it was pretty much like a modern day system selector, except for it selected games instead of what system is being shown on your TV. Now, obviously, you'd put your Advance SP right in here, and since you couldn't get to the power button, they put this little switch on here, which was nice enough to extend it for you. And since you were plugging directly into the game port, you could have 1, 2, 3 games in here. It made it a lot easier. Instead of trying to keep track of everything in a case, you could just put 3 games in here and simply select it from the side here as to whether you want a game 1, 2, or 3. Awesome little thing. I got a lot of use out of this. I also had big pockets in my pants when I was younger, so didn't mess with the portability fact. And wrapping things up, here we have the e-reader. And no, this is not a fucking thing to read books and newspapers on. This is the e-reader before e-readers were around. That made no sense. But anyway, just wanted to show this off at the end here. I'm actually going into this in more detail when I show off the games. So stay tuned, everyone. Part 2 is coming up right after this. And that'll be the games of the Game Boy Advance era. Later, everybody.